Test 1 2, check 1 2, testing.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Bob Gordon, and I am a dedicated member of this congregation, here to welcome you on this beautiful day, as most of our days have been lately, slightly on the warm side. But welcome to the Golden Gate Center for Spiritual Living. And please turn off your cell phones all the way off if you haven't already, because it affects the sound system. And take this opportunity to greet your neighbors for a moment.
I'm happy to see you. I'm happy to see you. Yeah. And you, look at you in church.
I know.
Oh my God.
Birthday thing I gotta
Hi,
go.
niece. I'm Karyl.
Good to see you.
Good to see you here.
All right.
Woman's spirit.
Everybody seems to be right here because there doesn't seem to be a lot of scrambling around and last-minute seating, so we're all ready for the service. There will be something special for each and every one of you this morning from our wonderful Karyl Huntley, our divine minister. And she's going to talk about healing. And Ernest Holmes has a wonderful quote, and it is, "Let us seek wholeness above all else." And I think we'll get that message from our lovely Karyl this morning. And our practitioner for the morning is Sarah Hargrave, who will give us our morning prayer.
We're going to start with the morning chant. Let's all stand.
Preceded by our chant.
We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. Let's close your eyes for a minute. Feel that. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. Now open your eyes and look at somebody. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. One last time. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. Beautiful. Just breathe that in.
And before our morning prayer, we want to bless the children as they go forward with their teachers to learn and to teach their teachers. So as we take a moment for prayer, I just want to give a quote from Dr. Carlton Whitehead, who was my teacher. At the very point of pain, I know the healing balm of peace. So I speak my word in the first person for myself and each of you that chooses to have it for your own. I give thanks for the understanding that Spirit is truly all there is, everywhere present, in everyone, everything, every situation, even in the pain. And I now speak my word to release all pain, present and past, back to the nothingness from which it came, replaced by wholeness, healing, love, and joy. And I open my mind to the infinite intelligence that's guiding and directing me each moment of every day, so that I know exactly what to do at the moment I need to do it. And I open my heart to the wisdom and the wholeness and the love that is surrounding me. And I open my body to the healing power of Spirit, fully operating through and as me each moment. And accepting all of this as the truth, I know that I am drawing on a power greater than I am, and always available, and moving and breathing as me and through me. So I accept this, give thanks for it, and simply wait for wonderful reports and delightful surprises, and so it is. Amen. And now our wonderful musicians.
How you guys feeling today? This is Barbara Juniper, Stephen Meese.
Bodhi Setko.
Come with me, take a stand, spread our love throughout the land. United we walk, hand in hand, sing it together, I know that we can. The sky may fall, tears will fly, but you'll be there, and so will I know we'll see eye to eye by and by. Now we may think it's just a dream to live in a world of harmony and peace. Many have tried, many still do. They stand against the odds for what they believe is true. It takes more courage than we can imagine to live in the world when you feel so fragile. Just do what you can, a little each day. The pieces of the puzzle come together this way. Come with me, take a stand, spread our love throughout the land. United we walk, hand in hand, sing it together, I know that we can. Sky may fall, tears will fly, but you'll be there, and so will I. I know we'll see eye to eye by and by. If we're alive, we can't help but feel this blue-green planet is starting to heal. It's been a rough ride, and many have died. Still I remember the dreamer who cried. Come with me, take a stand, spread our love throughout the land. United we walk, so will I. I know we'll see eye to eye by and by. I know we can see eye to eye here and Thank you.
Fabulous. They are fabulous. Good morning, everybody. We are about healing this whole month. I'm Reverend Karyl Huntley. I see some new faces out there, so I'm the minister here. And very happy to be that. This month, we are dealing with a quote from our founder that is embedded in the essay, What We Believe, and it's a very short sentence and very powerful. The short sentence, and very powerful, is, we believe in the healing of the sick through the power of the mind. So, if you're here and you're saying, well, I'm not sick, I'm okay, I don't know whether I need to be here. I'll just ask you a little question. Are you vibrant, experiencing intense well-being in every aspect of your life, including emotions and your thoughts and your affairs and your friends and your finances, in addition to your body? If there's anything that is missing in your life, please stay anyway, because we're going to make you in charge of healing the world. Because if you have everything done in here, and I really, there are people who have their whole life just fine, and they are working on healing the world. So if that's you out there, please stay here and work with us. Sandra Aguerrebere made this wonderful altar, and she has the 6 aspects of well-being that you can spend some time here at the altar looking at: intellectual and emotional and physical and social and financial, and I missed one, but that's probably the one I need to work on. But so our word for the month is healing. And, we asked that question last week, which was the first Sunday of the month. And so I want to reiterate with you what wellness is and what healing means as far as we're concerned. So wellness is a body, mind, and emotional state that support the soul's reason for taking birth. That's it. So that includes everybody, everything, and every level of physical, emotional, and mental prowess, because you can be physically challenged, you can be mentally mushy, you can be emotionally intense, and you are still exactly in the well-being that you need to give your life's gifts, if you're there. So, I just got back from Women's Spirit. Women's Spirit is a retreat 24 years old that is, this year we had about 110 women in the woods in Mendocino with drums. That was pretty amazing. And there was a woman in a wheelchair this year. There was a woman with crutches this year. There was every single level of physical fitness and IQ. There were, just vague, spacey women. There were corporate women. There were spiritual athletes. And there were women that will never set foot in a church. And every single one contributed to the environment where healing happens. And so whatever you think of how beautiful your body is or how well it works, if it supports your life purpose, you're right there on track. So healing, then, is the restoring ourselves to our natural optimum state for realizing our soul's purpose. Okay? So we know what wellness is. Wellness is being able to live your life's purpose, and healing is getting back to that state where you can live your life's purpose. So it's interesting to note that healing, holy, whole, wholeness, and health all come from the same root word. So that's what we're talking about, the whole healing, wholeness experience. So my talk title today is Returning Ourselves to Wholeness. And the word for the day, of course, would be wholeness. So in order for us to talk about wholeness, I do have to kind of remind us all of some of those states that I would consider not whole, that we have to return from to our whole state. Things like if you feel debilitated, weakened, ineffective, or depressed in your life expression, or on that continuum, if you feel alone, worried, or not good enough in relationships, if you feel poor, cut off, or discouraged in your supply, and I'm sure that you could go on and I could go on, but you get the idea. So these places are not your natural home. It's where you've taken a detour, or perhaps you've taken a nap you've taken a detour from your goodness, or you've taken a nap and think this is normal. So what I want to do is sort of shake us all and say it may be normal, but you can have a whole lot better experience. This is the way Mother Teresa says it. There is a light in this world, a healing spirit, more powerful than any darkness we may encounter. We sometimes lose sight of this force when there is suffering, too much pain. Then suddenly, the spirit will emerge through the lives of ordinary people who hear a call and answer in extraordinary ways. That's Mother Teresa. So here we are, ordinary divine people, and I am kind of giving you a shout out, and I include myself in that, to come back to the truth. And at Women's Spirit this year, there were women who had lived in a state of emotional pain or lived in the belief of something that was not true about themselves for decades. We can take a nap that long. And then when we wake up to the truth, it is literally like we are being reborn. So, as real as these states feel when we're in them, and I mean, every time I counsel someone and they tell me the story of what's going on with them, it's really real for them. And when I have gone into counseling or to see a practitioner, my state feels like it's real. But its source, the source of the state of being, isn't the conditions in which we find ourselves. It is a belief, and it's an erroneous belief. And all of the erroneous beliefs in the world come down to a very few, and they sound awful, but they are, I am not good enough, life is not safe, and there is not enough. That's it. That's basically it. It's variations on a theme, and we have lots of variations on that theme. But what I want to tell you, and first of all, I want to ask, if you would, I won't ask you to do anything else, but if you consider yourself new or new-ish to this philosophy, would you just raise your hand, because I'm going to say something that might shock you. So anybody new or new-ish? Okay, we've got a few that admit that. Great. A belief does not equal the truth. That's the shocking thing. Now, if you were raised in a family or in a culture that had very strong and firm beliefs, and if you tried to deviate from those beliefs but were kept in line out of fear, then we don't have the natural tendency to question beliefs, because in our life, if we lived in that kind of a family or a culture, the beliefs equal the truth. And because everybody wanted to kind of keep the boundaries of what they understood life to be, anybody that says, you know, I don't know if that's really true, I don't know if that's true for me, I don't think I believe that, that kind of person would be brought right in. And all of us, you know, are survivors of the Inquisition, you know, 400 years ago, where you did not deviate from beliefs. So the idea that you can say, do I really think that belief is true, is something that we don't necessarily ask ourselves right off the bat. But I'm here to say absolutely that is a good question to ask. Am I believing something that is true? And I have a hint for you. The hint is, if it is a negative or limiting belief, it is not true. If it is a belief about not enough, if it's a belief about not good enough, a belief about a lack of safety in life, or, you know, you're not pretty enough, or blah, 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 whatever that is an untrue belief. So here's an example of one untrue belief that maybe not be so emotional for us, but we can get the idea of how belief in an untruth can lead to dismay. This is from Margaret Wheatley. She says, how did we come to believe in windows of opportunity? Rare openings that suddenly snap shut. When did we become so unforgiving and so punishing of one another's explorations? Experimentation doesn't use up possibilities, it creates more. So if you ever thought, well, I missed my window of opportunity, there's another one. There is another one and another one and another one. So that's an example of kind of an invisible belief that some of us have had that is based on an error. And if you think about it, life could not be sustained if the prevailing truth were lack. We would have just extinguished ourselves if that were the truth. So if you have a negative belief that is about lack or limitation, it's not founded on truth. So the lesson today is working with belief toward wholeness. Are you ready for this with me? Working with belief toward wholeness. So I want to say right now that we love doctors, we love financial advisors, we love eating plans, we love relationship coaches, we love all helpers and helping plans. God is in the midst of all of those helping things and many more. But when we say our work as metaphysicians is healing the sick through the power of the mind, what our work is, and you can do this and be a financial advisor or be a doctor or a nurse, and many of us are other things in the helping professions, our work is in the mind. And so our work is with belief and with faith. It's tricky because you can't, hang on to that. You can't, hold it in your hands, but it is more real than anything else. Belief and faith. So first point is belief creates experience. You get to prove yourself right all the time. If you believe life is not safe, if you believe bosses are not fair, if you believe relationships are hard, guess what? You're right. You're right for you because those beliefs just keep churning out reality. What we learned last month is this: the law of mind takes the impress of our thought and acts upon it. That was last month. And so the impress of our thought must be to that which we want all the time, or as much of the time as we possibly can be conscious of it. because our belief creates experience. Next is belief and experience reflect truth or not. So your experience of life is either, and this is a continuum here, but it's either based on an impoverished worldview and you're kind of miserable all the time, or your belief and experience is based on truth and you go from glory to glory. Misery, 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 glory, glory, glory. And there's a continuum. Most of us are on the continuum. Not too many of us are on either end. But because it's a continuum, we can go further up the line to glory all the time. So if you live in a scary place or in a joyful place, it is because of your beliefs. Do you get that? You know, I wish sometimes that it were different. I wish sometimes I could just say, dial up a new reality, you know, just say, hello, I'm stepping into you. But and we can do that, but it's based on belief. So next is, truth is always life-affirming and expressive of wholeness. So love is the only source. The law always says yes. You can't outgive God. Peace is available when you turn to it. Miraculous things happen all the time. Miraculous things are available to you all the time. And if this is not your reality or your truth, I beg you to see a practitioner, and the practitioner can lay out for you in your mind's eye a life full of miracles. Now, this is, if you come to the practitioner and you say, gosh, I really want so-and-so to propose, the practitioner is not going to lay out the party in which they propose. The practitioner is going to lay out a life for you that is filled with love and filled with contentment and filled with wholeness. That life-giving state of being that is available to each and every one of us. So, obviously, we align our belief with truth. And if you offer the truth to your mind over and over and over again, your life will reflect abundance, health, love, excitement as the fallback position. You could have awakened from a dead sleep, and somebody can ask you, what's your life like? And you say, oh, my life is just beyond my wildest dreams. It is so fabulous, and it's getting better all the time. That would be exactly your subconscious and conscious thought, and because it aligns with truth, that is your experience. So if you want to have the experience of creating beliefs that are your truth, I really encourage you to take a class. And this is not all, well, it is kind of a sales, no. It is a divine suggestion. That if you want your life to be the miracle after miracle after miracle, a place to pretty much ensure that that happens or gets you on that continuum to that glory after glory after glory, is to take a class so you can practice it. So after all that, the result is the experience of wholeness. And this is what Ernest Holmes says in the textbook on page 197. Healing, then, is accomplished by uncovering, neutralizing, and erasing false images of thought and letting the perfect idea reflect itself through subjective mind into the body. Now, that last part simply means that when you make a suggestion to your mind, the one divine mind that is working through each one of us always says yes, and it is reflected in your life experience. It can't not happen. So this doesn't have to take a long time either. It can happen relatively fast. So I have a story about, and I have this person's permission to tell this story because it happened just a couple of days ago at Woman Spirit. So I was doing a workshop on ritual and the power of ritual, and I see the power of ritual exactly like the power of spiritual mind treatment. You get to change your consciousness through the use of ritual, in addition to prayer. So there was this sweet woman from the Santa Rosa Church who was in a great deal of sadness because the music director that she loved died. Linda Webb Kakaba, who was the music director at Santa Rosa, died relatively young from cancer, and she was beloved, and especially by this woman. And this death was a few years back. And here this sweetheart was still saying, I can't enjoy Linda's music. It is just so sad. I don't know what to do with myself. I just miss her so much. And so her belief was she shouldn't have died, and the world is so sad with her not in it. Can you see that? That was her belief, and she was just living that over and over and over again and being sad all the time. And she was sad especially when she heard songs that Linda had written. She just went back into the full-blown grief every time she heard one of those. So she brought this to the ritual class. And so after I talked about the various kinds of ritual, one of which is healing, I set them to work in small groups. So this woman and her small group came up with this amazing ritual where she took a red sarong in this hand, which is the color of passion, and she took a black and white sarong in this hand, which are the colors of the North and the ancestors. And she brought both of the red sarong and the black and white sarong ceremonially to the position of North in the circle, which is the position of the ancestors. And she said, I am going to retain. Linda Webb Kakaba had passion in her music, and that passion is now mine. And this is the symbol of the ancestors, and I know that Linda Webb Kakaba is my ancestor. And that healed her, because it changed her belief from she shouldn't have died and the world is so sad with her not in it, to Linda's passion lives in me and she is an ancestor of mine available to me. And somehow she was able, with this movement and the sarongs, to make that happen for herself. Then this was so God, because Melissa Felipe is the musician at Woman Spirit, and at the beginning of every single session, after the middle-aged women drum like crazy, we sing 5 songs. And the second song was one of Linda Webb Kakaba's songs. And I looked over at this sweet woman with her face aglow, because she now had Linda as her ancestor and her passion inside of her. So it can happen like that. When you're ready, when you believe that the shift in consciousness is what is needed, and you affect that shift in consciousness, healing happens into wholeness. So the truth is that you are so loved, each and every one of you, no matter what you've done, no matter what you think about yourself. You are so loved, you are so supplied, you are so supported. You are absolutely brilliant in your life right now. You are absolutely in your perfect place for doing the work that you need to do for yourself and the work in the world. You are absolutely good through and through. You are good to the core. There is nothing that needs to change about you. And when we say perfect, whole, and complete, that just kind of trips off the tongue so lightly, but it's true. You are perfect. You lack nothing. You are whole right now. And you are absolutely complete as you. And if you have an argument with anything that I just said, It's based on a belief in error that I beg you to shift. Now, this doesn't have any, now when I say those things, that you're an unrepeatable miracle, you're wonderful, you're lacking nothing, you're radiant, you are so dear, you are so, so dear. What used to happen to me was, somebody saying, now don't get too big for your britches. That doesn't have anything to do with your ego or your personality. What I just said is about your divine essence. And it doesn't even have a darn thing to do with mistakes you've made, or skilled or unskilled behavior. That's your essence. So I had a moment of really unskilled behavior at Women's Spirit. So I'll tell you this story too. Because I want you to know that I work on this too, and I'll tell you what I did after I tell you the story of my unskilled behavior. So I was doing a meditation about a goddess, and I described the goddess as beautiful and golden-haired. Same morning, I was doing a maiden ceremony with the young ones who came to Women's Spirit, and I give them a white shell with a white pearl in it, and I talk about the purity of their lives. Well, there were black women at Women's Spirit from Georgia's church in Sacramento. So Georgia came to me after that session and she said, "Are you open to a little feedback about race?" And I go, "Yeah." And so she mentioned those two things, the golden-haired goddess and the purity of white. And she said, we have to be more inclusive. And, I got it. I just felt awful. I, of course, did not mean to not be inclusive. And I realized how racially we are unskilled with inclusion at all times. And so I went to one of the majestic goddesses of Georgia's church, and I said, "I am so sorry for the golden hair and the white pearl, and I ask for your forgiveness." And this wonderful woman said to me, "You were never outside my heart," which said more about her than me. And I said, "Yes, of course I know that, and would you forgive me?" And she did. I told Georgia this, I said I asked for forgiveness, and she said, "If everybody in the world did this, we'd heal the world with exactly just that." So that was unskilled behavior on my part. So I made amends, I vowed to change behavior, and I forgave myself very quickly. And I'm back to knowing myself as a divine being doing good work. And so I want you to do that for yourself too, because we can get so, a million comments about how great we are and how good we do, and one where you go, oh. And that one, if you dwell on it, is plucking that belief in lack. So speedy forgiveness and back to your magnificence, so that we all can say easily and naturally, "I am a good person doing good things in the world." So I want us to say that together. I am a good person doing good things in the world. Now say it like you mean it. I am a good person doing good things in the world. Think of something great you've done and say it again. I am a good person doing good things in the world. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Thank you. So your takeaway, if your coffee date asks you, "Well, what did you do this morning?" is, I am whole, healthy, and holy, just as I was created. Taking that now into the inner work. And I want you to find that perfect essence underneath all of the judgment and all of the trials and failures. Find that perfect essence underneath it all. And bring that to the surface. We all have underneath that onion skin, layer after layer after layer of persona that we project, and parts of our personality that we want to hide, parts of our personality that we want to bring forth because we think they're more acceptable. Underneath all of those levels of judgment is a pure, absolutely perfect, complete and whole, divine incarnation of the one life of God. That is the truth of your being. That essence has never been harmed, never hurt, never diminished, never even bumped. It is radiant. It is the soul within you that is the life of God. And that light can shine through every single level of affect and personality trait and judgment, so that it shines through, and the radiant beings that we are, beings of light, walk and mingle with each other, sharing the light, sharing the truth, sharing the wholeness that each one is, celebrating the divine life that never, ever is extinguished. Light pours from our eyes and meets the light that is pouring on us. Blessed be.
Can we give her another round of applause for that? Are we lucky or what? Yes, sirree. Okay. This is a song about summer, since it's our last hurrah, isn't it? No? It's going to go on and on and on. It's never going to be fall. Summer lives on inside of us. Of summer are good for my soul. The flowers on the mountain, the circle is whole. The cycles in circles, the seasons go round. Each new beginning, potential unbound. In the late days of summer, late days of summer, late days of summer, California. Water is smooth, soft on my night is warm and soaks right in. Fish are jumping, flies buzz in the air. And I wish this peace for everyone everywhere. In the late days of summer, the late days of summer, the late days of summer in California. All life blooms when conditions are right. Balance of nature, the dark and the light. Grace unfolding in its own sweet time. The freedom of chaos and the comfort of rhyme. There's a big drum fill in there. Did you hear it? Tonight. Stephen Meese. The late days of summer, the late days of summer, the late days of summer in California. All summer days must come to an end. Make the most of your time, lovers and friends. There will come a time to let it all go, to drop everything, rest in the flow. In the late days of summer, late days of summer, late days of summer, California. The late days of summer, late days of summer, late days of summer, California. Thank you.
That's so great. So great.
We got rocking on the
Yay. Well, you're going to find out how to get more of that. But right now, I'd like to ask the ushers to come forward, and now is the time for us to prepare our tithes and offerings for our precious community. So as you do that, I just want to thank you for your generosity, and really remind you of what has already been said today. You can't outgive God. You know, you give and it fills up again. So right here is our offering blessing together. Let's say that together. This gift I give is God in action. I now send it forth to bless and to prosper. I know that everywhere it goes, it's creating a world living in love, one heart and one thought at a time, and so it is. So I just want you to hold your gift in your hands next to your heart and dedicate this giving to the next belief that you shift to a greater place of truth so that your life may be enhanced. You may enjoy it more. May be filled with love and plenty more. Just give into that place and watch and see what happens. So would the ushers please receive the gifts?
I am whole and complete in God. 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 I am whole and complete in God.
So we bless this offering. We bless the sweethearts who gave it. And our love goes out to fill every aspect of this community. For money truly is love in action. And so it is. Amen. So, announcements. Bye. So, first of all, we have the volunteer fair again today. So let me tell you how this works. About 70% of any thriving spiritual community does some kind of volunteer work. And we have created these jobs that are really pretty doable. Most of them are once a month for a few hours, and you get to make friends with your team. And so many of the teams are open for new people. And so we've got about 4 or 5 tables that have sign-up sheets on them, and they're going to have people who are on the team right there at the sign-up sheets, so you can ask them questions about what the service is. But it's sacred service is a part of spiritual life. And so we encourage people to serve and then take a rest, serve and then take a rest. So maybe it's your turn, and you might see something that you really, really like to do. Now, this is the wonderful thing about Bodhi and the Seshko Mies and Juniper team. They are this Sunday at the Sleeping Lady in Fairfax, and next Sunday at the Corte Madera Town Center. There. Oh, there. Yeah. So you have more opportunities to see our musicians. How fabulous is that? Then, if you are wondering what it is to be a member of this community, and you're maybe not a member, and you want to think, well, let me just kind of see what that means, then you can come to the new member orientation on October 5th and find out, because we have the new member festivities, which include a party and then an induction coming right up in October. Also, we have fall classes that are beginning this week. And so I am teaching Foundations and Prosperity Plus. Janet is teaching a fabulous class on visioning, and Gail Durkin has Quick Start today. Would you stand up, my darling? This is the president of our core council. And so I'm pretty sure that all of these classes have made. That means they are going to be taught. I know I am very desirous of more students, because more students make a better world. And I know Janet is desirous of more students, because more visioning makes a better world. And so if you've been waiting to see, well, I'll see if it's going to make, it's making. So go and sign up right over there, okay? Then the Libra birthday people, at the end of the month, February 26th, or September 26th, sorry, we've got your party, you lovely, balanced people. It's just fabulous. So that's at the end of this month. And then there's going to be an autumn ritual coming up. There's my autumn ritual Sunday. Is that right? Sunday, October 5th? I don't think that's right. It's, I think that's Saturday night, the 4th. Yeah, it's Saturday night, the 4th. Don't think 5th. Saturday night, the 4th, and there is a sign-up sheet, and we need to have a sign-up sheet and prepay in order to, for six people, in order to have that make, because there are materials and things that I buy for you. So now we have an amazing and wonderful thing that is going to take a few minutes, and that is the graduation ceremony for the last year of all of our students. So what I'd like to do is, if your name is called, please stand up and remain standing. If your name is called twice because you graduated from more than one class, wave your arms wildly. And everyone save applause till the very end, and then pick up your beautiful certificates, suitable for framing, right there at the education table. Okay, Foundations, Winter 2013. Laurel Wilson, Leah Maurer, Sandra Aguerrebere, Zamira Solari, Jim Huntley, Denise Avaslan, Ashley Griggs, Delfino Martinez, David Ramsey, and Hillary Kane. Remain standing, very good. Spiritual Practices, and that was Winter 2013, Paula Karp, Trish Brady, Jim Huntley, and Jerry Haas. Financial Freedom, Spring of 2014, Delfino Martinez, Ashley Griggs, Ellen Nicasio, David Ramsey, and Tinman Walker. Wave wildly, yes, good. Self-Mastery, 2014, Paula Karp, Mary Shirley, Laurel Wilson, Jim Huntley, David Seltzer, Johanna Hughes, Corrine Rosenblatt, and Trish Brady. Where's Trish? She left. Oh. Okay. Practitioner 2, Leslie Gianetti and Patricia Sandry. And Roots, Paula Karp, James Huntley, Corrine Rosenblatt, Mary Shirley, Barbara Crow, Laurel Wilson, Patricia Brady, and Mary Cosgrove. Now, wild applause for these graduates. So now we have something else special that only happens once in a long, long time, and that is the ceremonial giving of the stoles to our practitioners. So I would like the practitioners to surround the room. I would like Leslie Gianetti, Pat Sandry, and Scott Murchison to come forward. I would like Pat Malone and Michael Hart to come up here and stand with their students, as well as Frank. Frank, come up here. So, these precious beings here, Leslie and Pat, have done everything. They have done the classes, they've done the written exam, they've done the oral panels. They are practitioners, and they receive their stoles today. And Scott is transferring, and he receives his stole in our system today too. I want to honor also the teachers, Pat Malone and Michael Hart for Prac 2, and Frank Lang and myself for Prac 1. And because this is a very momentous occasion, I would like these three practitioners to turn to me, because of course at any time like this, you have to promise for the rest of your life to do some things. And this is the opportunity for all of you practitioners to renew your vows if you so choose. And so, Scott, Pat, and Leslie, and the rest, will you practice the presence of God in all you think, say, and do? If so, answer, I will. Do you commit yourself to a deeper understanding of the principles of science of mind in order that you can use them more effectively in your life and explain them intelligently to others? Will you seek to become more spiritually qualified, intellectually capable, and emotionally stable in order to assist others in their self-realization? Will you expand your ability to see beyond appearances to wholeness and perfection and accept the good inherent in all experiences? Will you live in the awareness that universal oneness that we call God is impelled by love and ruled by law? And will you strive to know the truth that our founder Ernest Holmes put into words, that pure spirit exists at the center of every physical object, animates all nature, flows through every activity, and objectifies itself in all form, over all, in all, and through all? And now to the congregation. Will you draw out the best work that these practitioners have to give by your love, your support, your own honest inner work, and your commitment to your own growth? If so, answer, I will. And so, Frank, I want you now, Frank, I want you to take the stoles. I want the rest of the congregation to put your hands on the person ahead of you, or one hand on the shoulder. And we're going to bless the stoles. So just go in the front row. Go in the front row and have people put their hands on the stoles. And I want you to watch this, because this is your community blessing the symbol of your spiritual excellence. And you can bless them too. So turn around to me, please. By the consciousness of all those great healers who have come before you, by the diligent work in consciousness that you have evidenced, and by your desire to serve the world as a practitioner of science of mind, I bestow this stole on you and recognize you as Practitioner Scott Murchison, Practitioner Pat Sandry, Practitioner Leslie Giannetti. So just stay standing and receive this blessing. May wholeness be your perfect experience from this moment forward. May perfection be felt every moment of every day. And may Spirit always, always guide your way. And now, repeat the affirmation with me. Wholeness is my natural state. I lack nothing essential to the complete me. God's perfection is expressing through every aspect of my life. I am a prayer for... Did I miss something?
Yeah. Thanks for the warning. I am a prayer for peace. Wherever I go, peace goes with me. I feel peace inside. In every breath, peace abides. I know the joy of peace. I choose fear to release. Every moment, love wakes up, and peace is every step. And peace is every step. And peace is every step. Whoosh kebab. Yes, sirree.